to 9 o'clock, and guess what? It's time for us to hang with our friends from the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. So today is being celebrated worldwide as International Fisherman's Day, and it was declared by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. And this day gives recognition to the hard work of fishers in their role as providers, feeders of the nation. So, here to tell us more about the day's activities and also the importance of our fisher folk is Mr. Jones, Mr. Ian Jones, Senior Director Compliance at the National Fisheries Authority. Hello, Mr. Jones. How you doing?
Well, good morning to you and AgroBuzz listeners.
Okay, good to have you with us. And I want you to just remind those of us who may have forgotten, inform those who didn't know, why we mustn't disrespect the man in his boat out on the ocean, the fisher folk. Or the woman. Let me put that in there.
Well, let me say first that our fishers and fish farmers, they are very important to Jamaica's economy. The vocation itself is a very risky one. You know, we're talking about, especially for marine fisheries, we're talking about a vocation that puts, life and family at risk. So it's very important that we respect our fisher folk, and especially their contribution to our economy. Together, the industries themselves have supported the livelihoods of over 200,000 persons, directly and indirectly, while contributing approximately 6% to agricultural gross domestic product. Notably, exports from the fisheries sector in 2020 were valued at $14 million. We also value our fishers and fish farmers for providing fish to our consumers, which is now more globally recognized as promoting good heart health and reaffirms fish as supporting an important role in the diet.
Okay, and understanding this is what led to, or the need to have this understood on a widespread scale is what led to a day like today. Are there any other reasons why we need a whole day designated for fisher folk?
Well, having a day, it's important for recognition. For what fishers do and what fish farmers do. Our fishers, basically, they are often neglected and marginalized, not only locally, but on a global level, and are often mostly recognized when there are, topical issues surrounding fisheries and fisheries-related matters, and generally, in an unfavorable manner. Too many of us fail to realize that the occupation itself is regarded, as I said before, as one of the most deadliest vocations in the world. Speaking of marine fisheries, it is no wonder that the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations came to declare a special day, which is June 29th each year as International Fisherman's Day. Historically, though, June 29 is celebrated as a feast day of St. Peter, patron saint of fisherfolk, denoting the religious significance that many of us know that accompanies this day, which is also often associated with festivities, including regattas, sporting activities, expos, and symposium.
So what are the plans for this year?
Well, first there will be a symposium. It will be held today at 9:30 a.m. at the Wembley Center of Excellence in Hayes, Clarendon. The symposium will highlight a number of initiatives by the authority and the ministry, which includes honoring our youths in the fisheries sector, ages 18 to 30 years old. We'll be promoting new fishing gear technologies that aids in the recovery of lost fishing gears, which, as many of us know, is detrimental to the marine environment when that does happen. We'll be promoting tilapia. People know it as a freshwater fish. As an equally enjoyable option to our seafood consumers. And finally, we'll be promoting available insurance options for fishers and fish farmers, which offers life, health, and fishing equipment coverage, which is kind of revolutionary and, a long time coming.
And if there are folks who are hearing this, I mean, some of this sounds like it's for the folks in the actual industry. How can the public in general support our fishers and fish farmers?
By simply buying more locally produced fish. This is fundamental. This is in keeping with the ministry's mantra of, grow what we eat what we grow. Grow what we eat being synonymous with aquaculture, of course, and our fish farmers. And eat what we grow being synonymous with the sustainable fish catches from our 17 local fish sanctuaries, as well as from our responsible fishers and fish farmers island-wide.
We like that. And if people have more questions, want more information, to whom do they speak? Where do they call? Is this available online?
You'll find some information on the ministry's website. There's a Facebook contact at the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, on Twitter and Instagram at MOAFJM.
Okay, and we remind them of that as well. Thank you so much, Sir Jones.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that's it. Senior Director, Compliance at the National Fisheries Authority, Ian Jones, telling us about today, International Fisherman's Day, and the importance for us and our fishers. Now, in addition to International Fisherman's Day, this year is being recognized by the FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, as the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. Globally, small-scale fishers produce about 40% of the fisheries catch, which is essential, as you know, fish for healthy diets. So let's continue to support our fishers and fish farmers by growing smart and eating smart, like Mr. Jones says, supporting by eating more fish. For information on what's happening in the agricultural and agro-industry sector, including what's happening with our fishers, visit the website mentioned by Mr. Jones, the ministry's website, moa.gov.jm. Follow them on their social media pages, as suggested by Mr. Jones. Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries on Facebook, and MOAFJM on Twitter and Instagram. That is it for today for AgroBuzz. And if you're liking the opportunity to hear what's happening and you want to know how you can better support our agricultural sector, then join us again next week, Wednesday. That's when we do it.